playing from a candy cane flute here. And no sign of Ron. He's still in the forest, probably cutting down a Christmas tree or something. And Neil has gone absolutely crazy. He went fanatic about mysteries the other day, and so much mystery, in fact, that he went to look for Ron, and now Santa's put Neil on the naughty list or something. There's some other people who were looking at our Instagram chat, and we were being quite spontaneous. And I just thought, well, me and a couple of friends have got Christmas jumpers here, and now we're going to introduce our special guest. Say hello to AJ.
Hi, guys.
Yes, this is AJ, and she is a really wonderful person from the Stardust app. And yes, guys, we have answered your prayers. This is no longer a sausage fest. This was unintentional on our part. Mel was the only lady. At least there was some trace of feminism. But we were intending to have Stephanie Guiardo or Minute Movie Pop on the show. But unfortunately, just due to a few... her being busy, it was just Mel. But now we got a new lady of the bunch. We got AJ. So,
Hey.
would you like to introduce yourself and your beautiful Christmas jumper?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm AJ. That's just the name I go for Stardust and on the internet. And yes, I'm wearing a Christmas shirt, kind of a Stranger Things theme.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's another thing I've been watching in Netflix recently. I finally got up to season 1 of Stranger Things. I'm cultured now. Please give me credit.
Basically, I'm a fan of movies, TV shows, books, and I want to express my love for them. So I'm very honored that Scott had me on the show. And I guess one thing to note is I do have Asperger's, so if I'm quiet or not joining a conversation, that's just because I'm still working on that.
Aye. So another reason we brought AJ on board because she was rather keen to raise awareness for autism. And I am autistic. I'm not afraid to admit that. And Neil has mentioned being autistic. And John Bailey himself has had experiences with children with autism. So we've all had experiences with autism. We're all raising awareness of it in a positive way.
Yeah.
So with that said, you use the Stardust app, which of course has a fantastic community of people who also love movies, television, and books, albeit they've never mentioned books to us because they don't allow us to review books. They focus on movies and television shows, one thing at a time. So are there any friends and people in particular that you'd like to give a shout out to on the Stardust app?
Definitely. I believe one of my first friends, I'd say, on Stardust was Dawn. She goes by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Explicit Deleted.
Ah, yes, Explicit Deleted, yes.
Yeah, she has the same interest as me for musicals. We talked about Sweeney Todd, and then she did a shout out reaction mentioning me, and I felt very honored by that, and we just really connected. Another person I really connected, her name's Sherry the Wiz, I believe.
Ah, yes. Sherry
Yeah.
the Wiz.
I think she's a little bit younger than me, but she's, I think, pretty hilarious. I love her reactions and very nostalgic as well. We talk about Disney and Disney Channel. Yeah, and then I believe Kyle, he goes by Blue Devil.
Oh, yes.
I really love his reactions just because of how into it he gets and the costumes or the scenes. I just think that's pretty creative. And if I had to do one more, I guess Don Owens, he goes by Don Mega. I really like his reaction, how he includes his daughter, very family friendly.
That's what we're talking about. Family-friendly content here. We're not having any swears and sex jokes from Neil this time. No. This is a clean episode. We're cashing into YouTube Copa here. We're making this kid-friendly as possible.
I remember hearing about that.
I don't know if you want to elaborate on that further, but unless you want to say something about that, let's just move on.
Yeah, we'll move on.
That's it. For personal reasons, let's all move on. So, we introduced AJ, and we're doing various topics on Christmas, so much so we decided spontaneously to make a two-parter. We, we're doing this goal just in the moment, and we're planning on recording later on with a larger party. And because this is a smaller party, just me and AJ, we decided to go with smaller subjects. So anything Star Wars related or majorly Christmas will have to wait a little bit, a while longer. But you know what? Life's all about the little things, and that's what we're going to look into. So for starters, we're going to look at the overlooked Christmas specials, because I have one that you all need to watch. So, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone here have a Christmas special that you consider overlooked by the general public? Something that's not as easily recognizable as, say, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Snowman.
I do have one that I thought of. It falls into the stop motion short because I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. It's the Jack Frost Christmas special.
All right. Do tell.
It's basically the origin story of Jack Frost, and it's through, again, the same people who did Rudolph and the others. And I don't know, I just kind of enjoy watching the Jack Frost Christmas special just because you learn a lot about the character. It's an interesting take on the origin story, and again, I'm a fan of the stop motion.
Interesting. We all love that stop motion, but I suppose now that you mentioned Jack Frost, how would you compare this version of Jack Frost to another version of Jack Frost that more people are more familiar with, i.e. The Rise of the Guardians Jack Frost?
I feel like they're two completely different Jack Frosts because I feel like the Rise of the Guardians one is more fleshed out, more personality, and of course, voiced by Chris Pine. So that really adds to the fans. And yeah, there's a lot of people who really love Jack Frost, and I understand why.
But in comparison to this Jack Frost that you mentioned?
Unfortunately, because it's a Christmas special from the older days, I feel like it didn't get fleshed out as much. You just remember that he kind of falls in love with someone, and it kind of questions his role as Jack Frost.
That's the thing about old. There's just some things that are timeless and some things that get dated. There are certain tropes that get dated, but then there's certain things like practicality, spirit of it all, spirituality, etc., that just labels it as timeless, which is why we love and keep repeating watching Christmas specials that are decades old. Yeah. And there are just some contemporary things that are just cringeworthy, but we won't mention that too much here. We're in the Christmas spirit. So now it's my turn, I guess. There is this Christmas special that I noticed just looking through these Christmas specials, and I noticed this one that was made like decades ago. I think this was made around the time when Disney was still making those classic shorts. It definitely has that classic Disney short feel, but I don't think it was made by Disney per se. It's it's that sort of classic sort of, I don't know, 40s, 50s animation. Talking owls, finely dressed. This one is called Peace on Earth. This is highly
one with the boy and the mule.
Boy and the mule. No. Oh, we could extend that to talk about that because we all love Don Bluth. Peace on Earth.
Wrong.
You should investigate later. Is 5 minutes long, I believe, and it centers on this community of talking, singing animals. There's this grandpa squirrel who walked mind his own business through this healthy spiritual community, meets his grandchildren squirrels. They keep singing Peace on Earth, Goodwill to Men to the tune of Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And they have a justification for singing that, but there's a flaw in that. I'll talk about that later. So basically, the grandchildren are asking the grandpa, how did we get here? What's the whole conundrum of this? Why do we keep saying peace on earth, goodwill to men? And the grandpa said, That's a good question. Nothing comes from nothing, so I'll tell you. Sit down, children. I'm just going to lay back my grandpa chair, my grandpa style, and just tell you what happened. And this short is powerfully striking and brutal for a family short because he explains that men used to live peacefully with each other, but then they went to war with one another. Like, this must have been set during one of the world wars. I can't quite remember which world war it was, so I'm going to need to watch it again. I'll slap myself if I see a Nazi flag. Like, oh, it was World War II, dummy. Yeah, we legitimately see these soldiers just fighting each other in the battlegrounds to the last man standing. We literally see a soldier shoot a guy and then drown in mud.
Oh my goodness.
I know. It's surprisingly brutal, and yet somehow still labeled as a children's film.
I mean, we have Watership Down.
Watership Down. Yeah, Watership. If Watership Down could get away with a U title, I think we could get away with a man drowning in mud.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the family movie so more critical than the older rated movies? But regardless, all the chaos and ruin, dead silence. Then the animals start coming out, just investigating the mess, and then miraculously, there's this one building that a little bit messy, but has still survived and still stable in spite of all the chaos. That building is the church. In the church, there's a book, the Bible, the Holy Bible. The animals go in, they look into the Bible. Oh, what does it say? They read the Bible. The first page they turn to is one of the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill. And then another page they turn to is love one another and form peace on earth, goodwill to men. The animal's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And I thought to myself, man, that is so sad how animals understand the Bible more than humans in this short. But regardless, they take what was ruined and they make it constructive. They make it beautiful again. They form this hopeful community, and the grandpa says, and that's why we say peace on earth, goodwill to men. And yeah, it's quite a striking message.
I'll have to give that a watch.
Yeah, do give it a watch. Although, here's my only flaw with this movie. I have to warn you, though, they keep preaching the phrase peace on earth down your throat in the lyrics. Like, in the first, minute or two, when he's passing through and meeting his family, all you practically hear is peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. There's a few other lyrics that I put into there, but he's saying peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Even the grandpa, when he comes, he's like, peace on earth, goodwill to men. Sitting down, peace on earth, goodwill to men. And I'm just picturing Arnold Schwarzenegger yelling, shut up! Shut up! I mean, all for other ways to describe it. Heaven on earth, global peace, variety.
Maybe it's just the grandfather's version of the story. Like, he loves the song so much, he's like, oh, I'll just throw that in all the time.
That's a very valid point. Maybe he's picturing all these things, but yeah, prepare to have that stuck in your head when you watch that. But aside from that, it's really striking. It's really powerful. And just like, wow, how is this overlooked? This is really striking. So there you go. That's a Christmas message for you. Go watch Peace on Earth, and peace on earth be with you. All right. But now that we've looked at, I was going to talk about another overlooked Christmas special. This one was made by Don Bluth before he left Disney Studios and made such spectacular titles like Secret of Name, Land Before Time, An American Tale, Anastasia, so much more. Heck is there. Basically, when he was at Disney, he made the small one, yes. It tells the story of this farmer boy who has to sell away his friend who's an old donkey, and the whole story is just them trying to give him to the right owner. And probably shouldn't spoil who they eventually sell it to, but it's a real Christmas treat. Yeah. Anything to say regarding this special?
I wanted to watch it, but I never got to.
I don't think I'll say anything too much, but if you've seen Don Bluth's films, then you can see early on the sort of things he's up to. You know, he makes it depressing, but then he makes the ending worth getting through that depression.
That is Don Bluth.
Yeah. Yes. Timeless classic. And I think he's still establishing that as a Christmas classic in some various DVD collections and whatnot. So, in fact, it was even mentioned in some other Disney books that I've collected over the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yes, those are some overlooked Christmas specials that you ought to investigate. Jack Frost, Peace on Earth, small one. Please check them out as soon as you're done here. And now, speaking of entertainment that loves Christmas, I've noticed that there are some television shows that just seem to adore celebrating Christmas when the time comes around. AJ, can you think of anything, ones at the top of your head?
Ironically, the only honestly, no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe like you should suggest one and I can think of something.
I mean, I can think of countless like British ones that seem to celebrate Christmas when it comes along, getting these characters together, just celebrate the festive season. I can think of like Mrs. Brown's Boys, Vicar of Dudley, Miranda. They all celebrate Christmas in hilarious, hysterical ways. I think I'll talk about Vicar of Dudley, yeah, because that's a show that I don't doubt any of you have heard of. But the first episode I saw from Vicar of Dudley was the Christmas special, and it is hysterical. So, out in the English countryside, in the small village, small town village, and there's this lady, Vicar of Dudley, and she's running this place just full of these really strange and goofy people, as these sitcoms usually go. And Christmas is coming, and various people have invited her to Christmas dinner, and she doesn't want to disappoint any of them. So she goes to each and every house, and she practically has 3 Christmas dinners. Yeah, it's hysterical. There's even one scene where he's at this one guest house and like, don't worry, my boy here, he could never beat me at an eating contest. He doesn't really beat me at anything, do you, son? No, not really. No, I'll do it for you, the vicar says. I can beat you. All right, let's bring it on. And you can tell she's doing it for the boy, but you just see the torment in her face. She's already eaten the Christmas dinner prior to doing this. But you can just see her eating more Brussels sprouts, just willing herself to, just... And she's moving to another house like... And of course, as these sitcoms go, it just gets more hysterical, more worse. And another really funny part, one of the more stranger citizens of the village comes up with a really bizarre Christmas song in this Christmas song competition. The song was something along the lines of, he's reading the paper. Here comes baby Jesus coming down the birth canal. Wee.
Nice.
When she accidentally gets herself drunk for a tragic reason to preach at the Christmas service, the choir is singing that same song. So it's crazy. And I just noticed that there's lots of shows that just tend to love celebrating Christmas when the time comes. I think that's a really brilliant Christmas special that if you're ever in an anti-Christmas dinner mood, I don't know, you could just watch this short. What's this Christmas television special? Yeah.
I think, thought of a show, but it's not American. That's the thing. I think definitely Doctor Who loves to emphasize the love of Christmas with like each of their seasons.
Oh yes, That's right. That's another British show that loves to celebrate Christmas when the time comes around. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think there are a lot of American shows that emphasize their love of Christmas, but I could be wrong. I could be missing out.
Mm. Yeah, it's just something I've noticed watching all these shows over the years that they seem to love doing that sort of thing. And no matter how crazy it is, they still love to celebrate the spirit of Christmas. And yeah, Doctor Who is a really good example. It varies from year to year, and some of the Christmas specials are pretty much canonical and important to the overarching plot, like that one Matt Smith episode where he meets the impossible girl, and then
hold on. I haven't finished Doctor Who yet. I'm still on David Tennant.
All right, but that's pretty much crucial. And there's another Christmas special with Peter Capaldi, which basically pays an homage to the facehuggers, and it's got Santa in it. And there's a really funny scene where someone's pointing out that they look like facehuggers from Alien, and the Doctor's like, "Wait a minute, facehuggers? Oh, from the horror movie called Alien."
Yeah.
There's a horror movie called Alien? That's extremely racist. No wonder you keep getting invaded.
I've seen that clip, and I just love the episode where they introduced David Tennant's Doctor, just because it's Christmas, and again, it's a ridiculous plot. You have these aliens in this. I think it's the Santa costumes, or was that one with the Ninth Doctor?
Doctor can get really stranger than strange sometimes. Sometimes he can just get convoluted and go, what?
Yeah, I just love how Jackie's in the corner and there's a Christmas tree spinning and like attacking her, and she's like, "I'm gonna get killed by a Christmas tree."
Sentences that should not exist. Do, 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 do. All right. So
I think I don't know if this has more Christmas specials, but I remember the Twilight Zone's episode.
Oh yeah,
Santa. I thought that was a pretty good episode, but I don't know if they did any more Christmas specials after that one.
That one certainly stands out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like very out of place for Twilight Zone with how it ended, but I still loved it.
Indeed. Love you, Twilight Zone. I've yet to watch that show, actually. But yeah, that Santa special certainly does stand out, yeah.
It's on Netflix, I think.
Oh, is it? All right, I'll go check it out. Thank you very much. What a blessing now that I have Netflix. And speaking of Netflix, that is the perfect transition to this recent trend. Ever since I got Netflix, thank you for, sister, for allowing me to get Netflix. Basically, I've been able to keep up with other shows, some other television shows, and we're absolutely free. And I've noticed that there's this trend of successful movies on Netflix, like Klaus, Marriage Story, and several others. So now we're going to take time to talk about them because it's been a real success lately. It's, on the one hand, it's kind of a shame that they're Netflix exclusive, but on the other hand, I have Netflix now.
Yeah, everybody's been telling me about Klaus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's probably how you announce it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's on my list, and I've heard about some of the other Christmas specials, and I think Ron just posted his whole Christmas review.
That's right, he did that on Instagram, yes. We'll give a link to everybody just to say, this is the thing that Ron did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some awkward ones that Ron pointed out, but there were some good ones as well. We'll talk about Klaus first. It's a Christmas special. I believe I also saw the development of this over the internet from time to time. I think I caught glimpses of that. Of this postman character to deliver these presents. And it looked very similar to Dr. Doppler from Treasure Planet. So I thought, oh, this must be the same people made Treasure Planet. And yeah, it's made by Spa Studios, and various members have been involved with various Disney characters and movies in the past. like Tarzan, Treasure Planet, and they made Despicable Me. They made several short films. What else did they make? But yeah, this is their first Christmas movie, and the so-called Netflix's first official animated film, even though they've had other Netflix exclusive animated films like White Fang and other ones.
You're saying it's their first official animated movie, but they did others?
It's strange. I don't get Netflix. I do have Netflix. I don't understand Netflix. It's alien. Yeah. Yes, Klaus. Really, they integrating traditional animation, make it texturized. It just makes me want to. How is that not 3D animation? How do they do that? That I don't get to say that often, but there you go. I have insight into animation, and here I am questioning, how do they do that? How do they do that? I'm assuming they did something along the lines of Into the Spider-Verse, but they use 3D there. How do they do 3D here?
I will say it looks gorgeous, and I really want to watch it.
I won't give away too much, but it's got one of the best refreshing morals for a Christmas movie I've ever seen in a while. So it's a reinvented story of Santa Claus, where people love celebrating Christmas, and there's this postage service, but the son of this postage service is a spoiled, selfish brat, so his father just sends him off to this really mean, secluded town called Spearsburg, where there's two sides against each other, where it's cartoonishly hilarious that they still live right next to each other. I don't think it's taking itself too seriously in that aspect. But the character named Jesper is having little to no success with getting any letters across because they don't want to be talking to anybody. That is until he comes across this woodsman, who is, of course, Klaus, who makes toys for reasons we find out later on. And they start forming a bond together over time and start delivering presents to all the children by collecting letters. So if you're scared of letters being a dying art, this film's going to re-encapsulate that for letters, because nothing quite like writing personal letters to your family and friends. I'm writing letters as we speak here, but I've got sticky fingers from candy cane at the moment.
Yeah, I just did my Christmas letters for the first time to my extended family, and that was really nice.
Yeah. This will teach you how to it'll probably give you letters 101 education. And I think there's going to be a civilization like thousands of years from now. You look at this film and say, what's a letter? Whoa, dude, this is like a lost forbidden art or something. We should get disinvigorated again. After all, when technology shuts down, we're pretty much pointless, dude. We got to start doing actual practical stuff, like go outside. Yeah.
Would you say like this movie is one of the good movies that explains the origins of Santa?
It's a reinvented origin story of Santa.
Okay.
By the time they get telling their presents, they start cashing into Christmas time and think, oh, Christmas time, that's a brilliant time to do this sort of thing. And maybe, yeah, this is an alternative take on Santa Claus. We've seen other Santa Claus stories where the father is passing it down to the son. I guess there's just parallel Santa dimension. Oh my gosh, what have they made into the Santaverse? And they just get all these different Santas from all these different places. Hi, I'm the Santa Claus. I'm from the stop-motion animated classic. People absolutely adore me, and I've got much to learn. Your mouth's kind of strange. I know, I have strange eating habits. And then he said, I am the Santa Claus. I pass it down for my son, and then this person, my name is Santa Claus. I make toys for a living, and quite frankly, I think you ought to start making the toys yourself.
Don't forget the Rise of the Guardians, Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's with his portals. These are going to be fantastic. You've got the Twilight Zone Santa. You've got the Madagascar Santa. Just get all the Santas together just to stop some demonic force or something.
Maybe that can be another animation project for you.
Yes. Netflix, get this on the go now. How will I know when I'm Santa Claus? As always, young Nicholas, a leap of faith. Summons a reindeer to figure out what's up, danger. Get the reindeer and then fly. The skyscrapers, the sky so high. We're cashing in right now. So yes, this is very different. Klaus, very monstrous, but still a gentle soul, loves children. J.K. Simmons, brilliant actor that he is. Characters is bigger than life character. The voice cast in general is absolutely fantastic. And there's this one girl in this movie, and she speaks a different language. I thought it was Russian, but people pointed out, no, it's different. I think it was Latvian, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think it was Latvian, and there's people from that region tend to speak that, and she doesn't speak English. She speaks that language, but she understands everybody, and people. And despite the fact that she speaks a different language, we completely understand her due to the circumstances that's going on. There's a scene where Jasper's just sitting down. The girl just happens to be there. She says something, and he said, "Yeah, I know. Tell me about it." Look, but I just feel like she says something. Yeah, that. And she gets a friend who's a teacher. She's like, "Hi, I need your friend with. I need to have some help with this." She says something in a different language. Yeah. And she's a really adorable character. Other aspects. There's some great slapstick to it. And it works because Jesper is kind of a jerk to begin with, but obviously opens up. And I pointed out that without giving anything away, the gift they give causes this ripple effect in this community to encourage kindness to one another in a biblical sense. And brilliant. Klaus says that one act of kindness always encourages another. And with that, you see this ripple effect over time, how they deliver the presents to the children. The children play with the presents. They start playing the presents with each other. The parents notice, and they start noticing each other. They start being kind towards each other. The community starts being constructed together. And then the delivery service keeps getting bigger and to spread out to more people. And I won't go any further.
Okay, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah. And then all that with the song Invisible. Because, yes, all these things are invisible. Anyway, so that's the Christmas movie of the year on Netflix, and it's animated. Animation is an art form. I told you so. Next, there's been this recent one called Marriage Story.
Yes.
Everyone on Stardust was talking about this. I thought, okay, I should investigate this. I'm halfway through it, and I can definitely see what they're talking about.
Yeah, again, I really want to watch it, even though like they're warning me that it's gonna hit close to home for anybody who has dealt with divorced parents. So they were like, just be careful.
Yeah. They're trying their best, but divorce is never easy. And it starts out with why the two love each other, with some good indications of like narration of why they love each other, but over the drama club. But over time, you realize, okay, they're divorcing, and this is just a slow, painful dramatic process of getting separated, all whilst with the sun in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this intense drama. And William Shawn's in it. Inconceivable.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in this movie. He's one of the drama attendants, and
I definitely have to watch it.
yeah, he's a pleasant surprise to see the inconceivable Rex himself in there. Yes.
I was surprised to see Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson together for this movie. Like, I was not expecting them to be the main couple, but I definitely want to watch it because of them.
Isn't Scarlett much older than Adam Driver?
I don't know.
Nah. Either way, they've got superb acting up their alley, and they really do steal the show. Yeah, they really do make the movie. Adam Driver's had a lot of success recently. Yeah, the two of them managed to take a break from superhero movies, and they've still managed to maintain their great acting status. And divorce sucks. That's what we've learned from Marriage Story. So, yeah. All you young boys and girls out there, if you're going to find a soulmate, be absolutely 100% sure that he or she is the one. The one. Don't go immature and just go out into the pub and say, hey, want a date? Let's bang. Let's marry soon afterwards. No, you got to make sure to have time to know each other's souls and then just get married to each other. That's the way it works.
And I think what really plays a part of that choice is communication is very important. Like talking about the issues, just addressing them. If you choose to like ignore it or run away from it, that's going to affect the marriage.
That's a very strong, valid point.
Yep.
And
because unfortunately, my personal experience, my own parents had that issue, but there was a reason, and I'd say it went for the better.
Let it be. Well, sorry to hear about that, but yeah, that's just the sort of thing that these sort of films raise awareness of, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's nominated for an Oscar, so it's doing quite well. Despite only being exclusive to Netflix, these films are still getting awards, like Roma did.
Well, I know Adam Driver's getting a nomination, so I'm really looking forward to that.
But not Scarlett Johansson. She was Black Widow this year. She stole the show.
I'd have to check the list again. Maybe she was nominated and I just missed that part.
Trophy's mine. No, I stole the show. I did. There were some other movies and whatnot on Netflix. What else was there? Was it like Angel of Christmas or something? Like The Night Before Christmas or something like that?
I'm trying to remember like Ron's list.
You could bring it up. Maybe you can investigate while I wash my hands from candy canes. I'll be back very shortly. Kill the show, DJ, go!
Okay.
Yes, we are. I had to wash my hands from candy cane stickiness.
Okay.
So, in fact, I'll look up Ron's Instagram. He was raising awareness of some. Okay, where are you, Ron? There you are. And there they are. So Klaus. He also mentioned. Let's see. I'd run Let It Snow. Let It Snow. Ron said, silly kids going through problems that also fight between heartwarming and stupidly cheesy, and yet still has that Christmas charm. By the way, the end credit song is the best. And then, A Night Before Christmas. Oh, this film warms my soul, y'all. Very corny. Questions among questions that jump out left and right. Even with that, the chemistry between Josh Whitehouse and Vanessa Hudgens is very sweet. Too much cheese, y'all. A Christmas Prince, Royal Baby. The third one. It's the third film, and it's probably the wackiest film of the bunch, and I love it. Not only are we getting ready for the baby to be born, but also we are dealing with a whodunit. Dun, dun, dun. It's campy, silly, and I'm here every bit of it. And then the ones that I didn't like as much, everyone's having an Instagram chat now. This is no longer on YouTube. This is on Instagram now. Holiday in the Wild. These types of films remind me why I'm lactose intolerant. Shadow jokes, corny dialogue, and a romance that hits and miss. But at least the message is nice-ish. Oh, nah. He rates films like, oh, nah, as in, don't go watch this. A Cinderella Story, A Christmas Wish. Whilst I can handle another adaptation of Cinderella, it's this Christmas cheese that this film throws at me that really hurts my soul, as mentioned earlier with contemporary tropes that are corny and cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cartoon characters and the awful auto-tune sing. Oh, no. Not auto-tuning. No, not at all. And lastly, Holiday Rush. It's a shame because while Romani and Soniqua Martin Green chemistry is fantastic, it's the rest of the film that sucks all the Christmas joy. Unlikable characters, weak dialogue, and tropes that made me SMH 10 times over. I have no idea what SMH means, but I feel sorry for you. Shame my life?
Shake my head.
Oh, shake my head. Yeah, that's something that Ron would say. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So those are all the trending Christmas specials on Netflix. And I'm so thankful to have Netflix to watch some of the good ones. All right.
I haven't watched a lot of Netflix Christmas specials.
Okay. And speaking of Christmas specials, before we recorded, I found out that we are all Sonic fans from old and new, and me and AJ happened to watch this recent Christmas special, which ties into Sonic. For you Sonic fans, Tyson Hesse has illustrated and animated yet another Sonic short on the internet called Chow's in Space. It ties into Sonic Adventure 2, my personal favorite Sonic game of all time. And it's hilarious and it's cute and it's engaging. So I guess we could summarize it and then just talk about why it's so cute and funny.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was very cute. And again, I just became a Sonic fan, so I know that in that game, you have a Chow daycare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew about that, and I knew why the short went with that direction. I still found it very cute.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in Sonic Adventure 2, in between the levels, if you collect these keys and these cute little animals and these drugs, I don't know, you gain access to this place called Chow Garden, and you get to raise your own pet Chow. This is makes the game 10 times greater than it already is. Even people who didn't really like the game admit that Chow Garden is really addictive, cute, and fun.
Oh.
Yeah. You get to raise your own pet Chow, and depending on how you raise them, they can either be good guys or bad guys or somewhere in between. And they can grow to be Angel Chow. They can compete in races and box and walk around the garden. In this particular short, we see in space, very atmospheric, it's homage to Alien and Star Wars, this Chow in the spaceship, similar to the ones you play in the competitive mode. His evil Chow is just shooting him down, really intense. But then we zoom out. It turns out the Chow is just dreaming, and Sonic's just taking care of him. The Chow is just in his own dream world, just wandering around. Sonic has to take care of him as he's sleepwalking. He goes into the little pool just to save him from that.
Yeah, when he fell in the pool and was just like laying face down, everybody's like, okay, so Sonic's dead.
No, Sonic survived a lot of things. He's fallen from space several times. He can handle that. It's just if there's anything spiky that on him that impales him, he himself is spiky. But if there are spikes on him, that's a no-go.
Oh no, I know that. It's just the way they drew how he landed. It's just like face down, motionless. Everybody thought that was hilarious.
Especially when Sonic just floats to and just this random penguin just starts slapping around his face.
Mm-hmm.
The child's still dreaming of this battle. He dreams that his spaceship gets blown up. He's floating there. And then some other looks at the photos. Some other child give him the drugs I mentioned earlier that basically they're used to increase their speed, their power, their swimming ability, basically you give them these drugs and these fruit, they basically grow and become healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And they give him the drug and he gets powered and go into a big town. He's really powerful, but in real life he accidentally beats up Dr. Eggman disguised as Santa.
I remember
and he's victorious, yeah, and gets a trophy and then gets a champagne bottle, but in real life he's just pulling Sonic's nose.
Oh my gosh, yes. And when it cut off and you just hear Sonic saying, "My nose."
Yeah, and then we just got back to the dream. He pulls out the cord, yay! And I was like, oh my goodness gracious, baby, his nose is bleeding!
Basically.
And then when we come back to the end credits, Sonic has his nose plastered. Poor Sonic!
Yeah.
That's what happens when you raise children, everybody. They sleepwalk, they beat up evil Santas, and they pull your nose thinking they're champagne. But yeah, I'm really captured this Christmas spirit. I guess you could have made this in any season, but they decided to make it on Christmas with Santa, Eggman dressed up as Santa and all these gifts.
Yeah.
I guess it works. Do you think there's anything that makes it worse as a Christmas special?
Just trying to think what they could have done. I mean, like maybe instead of like the child's dreaming of space, they're dreaming of like them meeting Santa or them dreaming of the Christmas present. That way, when Eggman comes in, is trying to ruin everything as Santa, the child will see him as Santa, and maybe he'll have like a soft spot for them and pretend to be Santa.
Yeah. All these gifts and whatnot. Eggman falls down. Really loved these animated shorts because Tyson Hesse, I think, he's really nailed the Sonic style. And if I was to see a Sonic animated series or motion picture, I would definitely get him on the job because he just understands it all.
But we are getting a Sonic motion picture.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it's not awful anymore. It doesn't look awful anymore. I'm looking forward to it. Yay!
I'm only looking forward to it because one, it's Sonic, and two, Jim Carrey is.
Yeah. Yeah, the recent trailer was much funnier, much better. Thank you for the redesign. The studio might be in a bit of financial expense, but it was worth it. The dignity of Sonic is alive. And Jim Carrey, we got to see him as a goofy villain again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about.
I love Jim Carrey. Is that all you got, Eggman? No, but thank you for asking. At first, I thought, that doesn't look like Eggman, but then eventually you just see his gradual transformation. I thought, okay, this could actually work, combined with the fact that he's really goofy.
Yeah, I just wish, I feel like I'm not going to love the story.
No, it's going to be typical Smurfs puke just very typical, but...
Which is a shame because Sonic has a lot of story in the games and media, so to go down this route, it's pretty sad.
Even though some of the fans are a bit hectic about the stories, I actually prefer it when Sonic has a story of his own. Even if the game is mediocre, I'm still hooked onto the story and just how they're going to risk their lives to save the world. I even like Sonic 06, even though that's considered the most disappointing. Because the story is, I feel like it's
I've
quite
never
engaging.
played the game, but the story, while I think messy, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I've made other things like that, meeting new friends, the sacrifices they make, ghosts and whatnot, and power of the Chaos Emeralds, etc. I
Yeah.
suppose I really like Sonic Adventure 2 because it has the balance of a really fun game and really engaging story, which is what this shortcast is into. Praise be to Sonic Adventure 2. So yes, we're looking forward to that. And I suppose, speaking of recent trends, I suppose we could mention Star Wars, but I think we'll save the majority of it for when the bigger party comes along, like the infestation of Baby Yoda. It's everywhere. Instagram, Baby Yoda. Pinterest, Baby Yoda. YouTube, Baby Yoda. Yeah, it's everywhere. There's no escape. I suppose you were wanting to talk about Rey, and Neil was having a few things to say about Rey as well. And of course, we'll all talk about the upcoming Rise of Skywalker. But I heard it was being premiered today. So for those of you who've seen it,
I'm seeing it Thursday, and I will basically not be in the chat for a while until everyone has seen it.
Oh, wow. That's another problem. Here in the UK, it's not. I think it's not going to be released. Oh, about 50 minutes right. Chris said something.
Yeah, I saw that. It's 50 minutes in.
Okay, we'll make this quick and end this soon. So basically, UK Star Wars released 22nd of December, and everywhere else like the 19th of December.
Yeah, that's when I see it.
All right. So, but for those of you who saw it early in premieres, also I heard it ends really well, and I don't care what anyone says, the sequel trilogy is going to be amazing. So all you angry babies still complaining about The Last Jedi, get out of here. You're in the wrong side of the internet. Get your rants that won't ultimately matter to some other side of the internet.
I'll add on to it. In a nice way, if you've seen the new movie, please refrain from spoiling or saying anything negative towards anybody, because Star Wars is an enjoyable experience, even with the pros and cons. We all just need to respect each other with our views on it. Yeah,
there was this one interesting video I saw about this court case between an angry fan and a hyperly adoring fan. I can't remember what it's called, but we had John Bailey narrate the first part. Both sides make fair arguments, but the guy who's praising it, of course, makes the more fair points. Then he goes on, gets carried away. It's perfect. But then there's a vote, it's not perfect. And then the judge says, okay, both of you, you're not perfect fans. You're just giving into your fantasies, and you're just a spoiled baby for not accepting change. And you're letting your perfectionist nostalgia prevent you from seeing the flaws. Look, it's okay to acknowledge that it's flawed, but it's not that bad either. That's what makes a true Star Wars fan, because no film is perfect.
True.
Yes, but of course, we'll discuss that in more detail. But that's us gotten started with the Christmas specials, and what a start. We're going to have various Christmas specials, and it's going to be lots of fun. And with that, I think, because Chris told us to, we're going to end it right here and meet up later on.
Okay.
AJ, do you have anything else Christmas related you want to say here in part one of the 2019 Christmas special?
Well, I guess that if there are people who can't make it to the part 2 Christmas special, just have a very Merry Christmas. I hope everything goes well for you and you have a good day.
Christmas jumpers! No, just wanted to say some topics for the next one. Yeah, that's exactly right. We're saving the big ones for the bigger crowd, Chris. That's the way it works. Also, Chris, do you want to show off your Christmas jumper or not?
No.
No. Just love how straight to the point you are. No. And with that, it's been quite a unique experience being a host for a Reactaholics show. That usually goes to Neil, and when Neil's not around, that usually goes to Ron. Me and Ron usually have the conversations, and now apparently, if they're not around, apparently it's up to me.
Well, you did a good job.
Yay! Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Maui.
All right.
Thank you all so much for watching this first part of the Christmas special with our plugs. What? Plugs? Plugs, sorry. What do you mean plugs, Chris? What,
I'm sure we'll find out next time.
What? Sorry?
No, I was saying I'm sure we'll find out next time.
Okay, we'll find out next time. Social media plugs, you don't. Oh, sorry, social media plugs, right.
Oh.
Numbers go over my head. That's the way I am, but I will catch them since nothing can pass me. My reflexes are too fast. I'm that kind of person. So yes, social media. AJ here, as mentioned before, is on the Stardust app. You can follow her at AJHeb15. The name is right there. And she is also on Instagram. Just statically taking pictures of her day-to-day life and her routine. And you're hoping to raise awareness of autism.
Photography, if you guys are interested.
Photography. She also does photography. Are there any other social media details I left out, AJ?
Nope, I'm just a Starduster and Instagrammer.
Great. And I, of course, am Scotswizard. Look at my greatness and my candy time. Remember me. I have been producing more content by Neil's influence on this channel recently. I've been playing The Letter, producing some other content and fixing the channel and whatnot. You can find me on my own channel, Scotswizard, where I'm producing my own reviews. I recently did a video review of Klaus. I'm going to do some reviews of some other ones like Peace on Earth and the Richard Williams Christmas Carol. Basically, long story short, spectacular animation, but it's a bit rushed. But Richard Williams, rest in the heavens, buddy. And I'm also on Instagram at calum_McCritchie_XD. I produce artworks, reviews, shenanigans and whatnot. Me being silly. I have to do sing-alongs. And you can find the rest of us on this channel and on Instagram and on Stardust. You can find Ron Smith, ImperfectVanity, Knealetapus. You can find JacksonHendrix, Darth47. Hopefully get more special guests, but we've got another special guest. Her name is AJ. And what else? Those are the social media, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. The Christmas story has just gotten started, and we've only just gotten started. And I repeated that twice. I am improvising. I will fly with a snowman now. Peace.
Bye, guys.